Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn from Florals.com, and today I have another process video for my new project that I started talking about my favorite things. And today I'm talking about, in this particular page, my go-to outfit as of lately, which is this wonderful wrap dress and these white sneakers that I have. Just a quick little outfit to go somewhere where you have to look put together but don't want to wear a lot because it's hot and it's Florida. But you need sneakers because you're going to be walking around somewhere. I've pulled this one out time and time again, so I thought I'd capture it with this particular photo that my dad took of me while he was here visiting. And it's just me in the outfit and my mask, of course, so really capturing the times all around. But I really love how this layout turns out, and I decided that this album probably will have a lot of journaling, so I thought I would do a double page for this particular spread because I think I'm going to have a ton of journaling on the left-hand side. So I start with my paper pad for the kit I've made for the August How to Kill a Kit with Style. If you have not seen that already, I'll have the video linked down below so you guys can watch me share that kit, but all of the items will also be linked over on my blog if you're interested in shopping some of these products that are still available. What I end up doing is cutting each of the papers to 6x8 and then using a scrap to mount the photo on with just this pink stripe on it. And I did debate doing vertical or horizontal line stripes because in the photo there are a lot of lines, including the banister behind me, which goes up and down, and then we have the actual shadow from the banister behind me, which goes diagonally. So it was a tough choice, but I thought, why not make it more complicated and do horizontal instead of vertical lines? So that's what I did, but luckily it's on the other side, and the little layer beneath the photo doesn't give that sort of vibe. Don't really notice that option, so we're good with keeping it the way it is. And then I just start diving into my embellishments for this kit. Now at the beginning of this process video, you would have seen me pull out this stamp set, which is from Unity Stamp Co. If you've not checked them out before, they make wonderful rubber stamps. And I had this little set that includes 3 dresses, and I thought it would be absolutely perfect for this layout. And I took forever to find this. Now, my patrons know over on Patreon from all of my behind the scenes videos, I have been redoing my craft space. It is much different than it used to be, and I didn't remember where I put my unmounted rubber stamps. And it took me a long time to figure it out, but I finally found them, and I finally used one. It's been a long time since I've used one, so I'm really happy to pull this one out, which I've only used a handful of times, so it's even better that it's one that's not well loved. Then I start building out my right-hand side with some of the elements I've pulled out. So the Heidi Swap ephemera set that I have from her Color Fresh line is so beautiful. I love all of these little pieces. I love the range and sizes of all the pieces. So I pull out a ton of them for both the right and the left-hand side. And then to help create some bases for my clusters and for my photo to sit on, I use some Freckled Fawn washi tape that's also in my kit. And I end up pulling in that orange one on the left-hand side, and I probably shouldn't have done the orange because I don't end up bringing in any other orange to this particular page, and there's hardly any orange in the actual floral pattern. I thought there was a lot more, but there's really not. So I really shouldn't have done that, but I still like the vibe anyway, again, of mixing the cool tones with the warm tones. And speaking of cool tones, I actually go for my Stays On Midnight Blue ink that my lovely friend had gifted me a while back. This is only like the 3rd or 4th time I've used it, but it's a perfect dark blue to go with these wonderful florals on the right-hand side. And I wanted to layer that with one of the acetate or vellum pieces from the Heidi Swap kit that I'd pulled together. And I end up pulling up this one, which says Just for Fun. And what I really like about these particular ones is, one, I struggled to get the backing off for a very long time, but I also like the feeling of acetate. So this says Just Have Fun, and I end up doing my tiny attacher from Tim Holtz on here, which is a great way to attach anything or to add a little bit of pizzazz when attaching something. But attaching vellum pieces, attaching acetate, attaching very fragile pieces that may be really thin or see-through like those items are, I love using my tiny attacher. It is just something that's so easy and quick, and with a smaller layout like a 6x8 for this particular album, it is much easier to be able to actually reach where you want to staple, and it doesn't have to be just near the edges, because with a 6x8 it's like almost in the middle by where you can actually reach with the stapler. So I end up putting that together, including the photo corners and the tab on the right hand side, and actually stapling the tab in place even though I glued it down, but just for that effect to match the left hand side when I'm stapling down the word Just Have Fun. And what I end up doing is stapling the end tail of the N and then the cross of the T, just so it stays in place. Now, I do use some gold on this layout, so the actual staples themselves are silver. And that kind of thing doesn't bother me. I like the rustic look of staples and I really like it. So I'm not too bothered by not having gold staples or whatever it may be. I do wonder if they make gold staples. I'll have to look into that because I'm definitely curious to know if I could find some gold staples in this size because they are such a small size. But otherwise, you can always use a gold Sharpie. I know some people have used gold paint to cover up their staples so they match their piece. So always an option if you're looking for something like that. To build out the left-hand cluster, I just go through my Dear Lizzie sticker book, which has a ton of navy in it, and I pull in some navy and more yellow pieces to the right-hand side as well, because there is a heavy emphasis on pink with the whole left-hand side being a pink pattern paper, but I really wanted to emphasize all the rest of the colors. Now for my title, I've had this in mind for a while. I just didn't know how I wanted to pull it off, and I almost wish I stamped it instead, but I knew stamping would take up a great deal of space, and again, wanted to have a lot of journaling space on this layout so I could type my journaling or write it on the pre-made lines from the actual stripe paper itself. What I ended up doing is pulling out the alphabet from last month's kit, which is this one from Freckled Fawn. As you can tell, I really love Freckled Fawn lately, and it's a light pink, but it's just slightly off from the actual background, so it does have a little bit of contrast, and there's actually gold letters. So the nice gold foil from the letters match the gold piece that we put at the bottom left. Now I could have done some gold splatters to really finish off this page, but again, I want to do my journaling first so I know how much room I have to work with, because I always feel like it's always fine to add embellishments after as well. Your page doesn't have to be complete right when you're done. But to finish off this layout, I do find some navy enamel dots in my stash and end up plopping the rest of those, which was only 4 of them, on this layout. So they're kind of just scattered about, but it still works in my eyes. But that is it for this double page layout. Let me know what you guys think of this one for my album. Again, tons of journaling room on the left-hand side, a simple title, and a little bit of stamping. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you'd like more information about this project, you can head over to my blog, where I'll outline all of the products used and how I made this come together, as well as additional up-close photos. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys scrapbook in 6x8? Do you like the idea of the album I'm starting and the pages I've done in it so far? I'll be curious to know in the comments. But thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!